what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Coach Cruise. As you see here, I have our very special guests. You've seen them before. You love them. That is Cruise Live TV. Greg and Michelle are here along with me. And we have the special guest, and that is one Norm from Cheers. George Wendt himself has come back, and he's going out in style. And he's going off to those early dates with a drink in hand, and he's going to join us here on Coach Cruise. So tribute to George Wendt, and yeah, that's a cool tribute. And Greg does a great job of doing all these backdrops and green screens and everything. I got to learn how to do all that cool stuff.
You're doing just fine, Coach.
I never thought I'd have George Wendt, sharing space with me anywhere. So yeah, it's a special day here. So so today, everybody, we are going to be talking about Carnival's new VIFP program and talking with Greg and Michelle off stage. We definitely have some different thoughts and ways that Carnival might go about doing this. Carnival does have a problem, and it's a good problem. They're doing such good business that it's created problems, right? And it's created, a lot of loyal cruisers, and these loyal cruisers want to be rewarded. And so Carnival has been working diligently the past couple of years trying to figure out how they can reward everybody, make everybody happy, and not upset too many people. And it's a tough job. It is a tough job, which is why I think they have delayed this news. It's supposed to be coming out. It could be coming out any day, but certainly in the next few weeks it's expected to come out. So we are going to discuss that. I'm going to give you, a thought that I had that's an interesting thought. I want to see how many people out there agree, like, oh, okay, I see where you're going with that. That makes a little bit of sense. Or if you think like, yeah, no, that's a dumb idea. That's not going to happen. And talking with Greg and Michelle before, they're more of the line. At least I think we'll get into their discussion, but let me say hi to everybody that's checked in so far. Justin did not win the gold 2 weeks in a row. We had Seg sneaking in here to get the gold on the podium. Then we had Ken get the silver, but Justin does get back on the podium. He gets a bronze medal, so he's working his way back up to that gold. We got Will G in the house. He is going to be one of the first people going to Celebration Key. And I will be one of the first people going after him because I am on the July 27th cruise. And I forget, Will, the exact date of yours, but I know it's like a week before mine. Then we have Eric from North Shore Travelers says, hey, Coach and fam. Chris Moss, James Pope, one of the originals. He is one of the originals. Him and Michelle were waiting for the show, and now they are here joining us. But James was one of the very first people to ever join Coach Cruise. I think he was one of the first 100. I think he was like number 81 or something crazy like that. We have Sandy, the Lost Pirate Jenkins, and Ken Pascal. But check this out. I got an email yesterday, and I was going to message you, Sandy, but I thought I would wait till the show. So I've been asking, and we got Eric from North Shore Travelers. You see, I got his sticker right there. Then we have Carnival Cruise Addicts, Liz and Chris. Cruise Live TV, I got to get your guys' sticker.
Yeah, we'll send one over to you.
Yeah, and then I got my new sticker right here, the Party Cruise with the little YouTube at the bottom. But then look at what Sandy, the Lost Pirate Jenkins, if you can make that out. I got this giant release the Kraken, and it says lostatseapirate.com. Cool sticker there to add to my cup. And you see, I still have some space up here for my other content creators. Not only did I get that, but she sent this koozie that goes along with it.
Oh, very nice.
It says, drinking before 10 a.m. makes you a pirate, not an alcoholic. And on a cruise, that is so true. And because she got me all this pirate stuff, I had to wear my pirate hat or my Raiders hat with the the blades going through the back and stuff like that, because there's a shot glass that came with it too. And it says Lost at Sea.
Oh,
Cool.
Lost
Cool.
Pirate
Coach,
Jenkins.
is it your birthday?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like it. Not only that, but my little bear here is wearing a hat that she set along with it. And it says,
Wow.
less thinking, more drinking. And it's very appropriate for this studio because, as everybody knows, I do a little drinking here. So, yeah, and I don't do too much thinking. So it fits. Less thinking, more drinking. I think I qualify on both of those accounts. So Sandy Lost Pirate Jenkins, thanks so much for that. And yeah, I as you can see, I was very happy with that. Angie is in the house once again. What is going on, Angie? Good to see as always. Angie makes the most spectacular cookies in these United States, or at least in the top 10. We'll say top 10 for sure. Danny Dizzle. Oh, look at that. Danny D has added a little dizzle to the spectacular supporting.
Mm-hmm.
She's not just Danny D anymore. She's Danny Dizzle. I like it. We got Mandy back once again. What's going on, Mandy? And as you see, everybody that's highlighted in green there, those are our members. So we thank each and every one of those members there. And yeah, I'm going to save just a little bit of that since we got a big show today. But you all know I appreciate you. I sent you a members only video out last night, or was it this morning? Roger Calkins is here. Chris Moss, I think I mentioned. Good to see you, Chris. As always, Frankie Floyd says, hi, Brad, Greg, and Michelle. And you see, I have the comments in the bottom of the screen there. It's a little small, but that's a new feature they're giving me. So, yeah. And special shout out to all the members and all the super chatters because StreamYard, the streaming company that we're on right now that allows me to do these videos with Greg and Michelle and all the other guests and things like that, they sent me their bill for the year. And, Greg and Michelle know this because they have the same platform, and Carnival Cruise Addicts knows this, but it's like $450 for the year. So I mean, that's a lot of super chats. That's a lot of member support and everything else like that. My stickers that I got, I had mentioned last week for 600 stickers, and those stickers last a little while, but you used to be surprised how fast they go. When you go on a cruise and you're just giving them away to people, before you know it, it's like, oh, damn, I've been on 2 or 3 cruises, all my stickers are gone. So, but yeah, $180 for stickers here, $180 for buttons there. So it all gets reinvested back into the channel and trying to build and grow our amazing cruise community. And you all are so amazing. So thank you all for that. And I see some super chats coming in. I haven't got down to them yet, but we're going to keep saying hi to everybody. Michelle B., the Ship Wanderer, is back. Another member. James Pope says, Kraken, yeah. He is a rum drinker. I forgot about that. Yeah, but I know he likes that one. North Shore Travelers, Yoli's in the house, and Yoli and Andrew are coming into town. I know Danny D mentioned last week she's coming into town. I just might be seeing Yoli and Andrew this weekend, so I'm super pumped about that. And then look at that one and only James Pope. What is that, a lizard on the screen there? Look at that, a $49.99 super sticker. And anybody new to the channel who doesn't know, when anybody does a super chat, you get entered into a drawing. So last week, we had Frankie Floyd, 1 through 5, Chris Moss, 6 through 20, Rick the Texas Cruiser, 21 through 25, Uncle Dave, 26 through 40, Carnival Cruise Addicts, 41 through 55, Chris Moss, 56 through 70, Rick again, 71 and 72, and now James is going to be 73 through 100. Let's see, that makes 28, I think. And he'll also be 1 through 22 on the next drawing. And anybody who wins this gets their choice of a shirt, a loud cup, whatever I got that I can give you. So, you see here, the top, we don't have anything on the screen. We're going to ask Siri for a random number 1 through 100. We're going to give away a shirt within the first 10 minutes of the show. Here we go. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. Everybody see that? 21. Who is 21? Rick, the Texas Cruiser. And I swear it is a streaky thing. It seems like when people start winning, they just win multiple, you know? And then it's like nobody wins for a while, you know? Because I remember not a couple shows ago, I was like, you know, it seems like Rick's done a lot of these $5 super chats and stuff like, and he hasn't won. And I can't even remember the last time he won. And I mentioned it, and then like that drawing or that day, that show, he won. And then now he just won again. So congratulations, Rick, the Texas Cruiser. And I still have my old-fashioned 84 or 86 proof, 84 proof. So James, sir, we are going to get started with that courtesy of you. I'm going to fill this shot glass up nice and tall and get started drinking. Well, actually, we've started drinking, but we got that almost full there. But James, cheers. And Zoe, a treat. Since Michelle is with James tonight, high five for James and Michelle. And what do you say to him? A little louder. Say thank you. There you go. That's a hearty thank you. And thank you, James. And James and I will be on the Carnival Venezia in less than a month now. All right. And look at that. Right. We got, well, let's see. We got Bellows Creek Cruiser, say loving the shot glass and koozie. Yeah, I do too. Not sure about the Raiders, though. Well, you know, I'm not sure about the Raiders, to be honest. They've been disappointing me for years, so I can understand that. And Angie says, let's use that shot glass. And okay, let's use it. Let's break it in here. And we will go ahead and do that. And thank you so much, Angie. And since this is a pirate shot glass, I think it holds more, maybe. I don't know. So, Sandy the Lost Pirate Jenkins, we are breaking in the new shot glass. And now that drink looks nice and full, doesn't it? Okay. So that is our old fashioned we got going there. So thanks so much for that. And I'll set this treat aside because Zoe's still working on that treat with James and Michelle. You know what? It's always so good. And Greg and Michelle, I apologize, but I know you know this is a good problem. When it takes, you know, more than 10 minutes just to say hi to everybody. That's a good problem to have. We like that problem. Let's see. I'm trying to scroll down quick so we can start the show here. Okay. Michelle says, my youngest niece is in Chicago for an internship. She arrived yesterday and there for a few months, just wrapped up her first year at Vanderbilt. All right. Very cool. Very cool. Vanderbilt is Tennessee, right? Is that Nashville? Vanderbilt, is that in Nashville? I forget what Vanderbilt is. I think it might be. All right. So cool. All right. So let's jump into this. And again, everybody, all our members out there, all the super chatters, everybody that's been in the comments, anybody that is here watching, thank you. And yeah, if you could hit the like button while you're there, that helps the channel and helps get this show out. And I want to start with Greg and Michelle because I've been running my mouth for the last 10 minutes and it'll give me a chance to drink here a little bit. But what I want to ask is, so what do you think has to happen with this Carnival VIFP program? It's going to change. Everybody knows it's going to change. John Heald has given some hints about what might change. I know one of those hints has been the problem with the overwhelming new amount of platinum cruisers to the point where, and I've been on one of these cruises that they've done this, where they've sent out letters saying, hey, sorry, there's just too many platinum and diamond cruisers that there's no priority boarding. Nobody gets it. And that's becoming an ever more prevalent problem for Carnival. And when I say it's a good problem, it is a good problem. because, I mean, that means they're doing a lot of business. They have a lot of people cruising a lot of times. So, Greg and Michelle, what are your thoughts on what's coming with the new VIFP program and what's going to happen?
You squeeze over here.
Yeah.
I was going to try to make us bigger, but then I realized you were getting knocked out of the picture there. George Wendt was trying to move in on your girl. I mean,
they're getting a little chummy over there.
Right.
I see. But so we were talking about this a little bit before the show. There's such a huge gap once you become platinum before you could become diamond, and that's part of the problem too, because now you've got to wait till you do another 125 sailings until you could become diamond. So you do have that abundance of platinum people, where when you go from red to blue to red to gold, you're only talking about, like, I don't know what it is. I mean, 25 sailings and then another 50 sailings.
Sailings or nights at sea?
Well, nights at sea sailings or nights at sea. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is definitely an issue, and I definitely could see them putting another tier, color, or whatever you want to call it, breaking up the platinum. So now that you've got another, if you were already, which we've discussed, if you were already platinum, I think you're going to stay platinum no matter what they do. But one of the things, so this has been going on for about 2 years now, and one of the things that Sean Heald has said is that he knows of some of the changes. He can't say what they are, but he knows what some of those changes are going to be. And he did say that everybody's going to be really, really happy. So I don't think it's going to be something that people are going to regret or be upset about. So it's kind of one of those things, let's wait, see what happens, kind of a deal.
But I think it's true. I mean, there'll have to be an extra tier between platinum and diamond, and then one after diamond.
Yeah, well, there has to be.
Yeah, I mean, so
but what I think they would do is, I think they would take the platinum and diamond, make them the new 2 tiers, and then add some tiers below that, is what I think, if that makes sense.
I don't know. I could see something in between platinum and diamond, and because they have, what is it, gold?
Well, it's blue.
It's red, blue, and it's not like ruby and sapphire. It's like red and blue.
Blue and red.
Blue and red, then gold, and then platinum, and then diamond. So they might put in some jewels.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess, well, I haven't looked at, and I don't know if you have either, but what are the loyalties and the other, like, Carnival lines, Princess and things like that? I know they're not going to do reciprocal, but they might pattern some of their stuff after it.
Well, one thing I think, and I know they do this on other lines, and there he is, Rick, the Texas Cruiser, and Rick can chime in on this because he would know, because he's loyal to Royal, what some of the incentives are. I know, like, one of their perks once they get to the higher levels is, like 5 or 6 free drinks. And I think they get to dine in specialty restaurants and stuff like that. Like they get a free meal or something like that. I think that is coming to Carnival. I think that's definitely going to be one of the perks. They've been really
Steve's with Carnival. I really do not like that they give free drinks as one of the perks, because Michelle and we always get the drink package. So now every cruise we go on, we're losing on a perk that we could be getting. Yeah. I wish it was like an onboard credit for $15 or something like that, the price of a drink.
Right.
That would be better.
I hope that they just take the whole free drinks away, because I think if they go up to 5 free drinks, then people are like, oh, well, maybe if I just want 1 drink and whatever, then that's there, but they're not going to get that. Like, I think it's decentivizing the package.
Sorry, Coach. I didn't mean to cut you off on that, but that's
no. I mean, but I agree with you. They should have some kind of incentive. So, for example, you just mentioned you guys buy the Cheers package all the time, so it's not a motivation for you to do that. So why not say, okay, if you don't purchase the Cheers package, you can get, a 15% discount. Here is a promo code for a 15% discount, or you can get 5 drinks on us, or, so shape it that way. So it might even sell them more cheers packages. People might say, oh, hey, since we're VIP, we get a 15% discount. I'm going to buy the cheers package now, where before maybe they wouldn't have bought it. But now, because of that discount, now maybe Carnival's smart that way, and they're actually making some money that way.
Well, and that's pretty good, because if you think about it, if you take it a step further, Carnival did raise the prices of their cheers package, so that's they wouldn't really be missing out, because they've already raised and increased the price. So
okay, so Rick has chimed in here, but I did want to point out Carnival Cruise Addicts, because kind of in line. I think they're going to add at least 1 tier. I definitely could see them doing 2 tiers. So I like the thinking here, but Carnival Cruise Addicts says they're going to add a new level between Platinum and Diamond, and another level beyond Diamond. And I definitely agree that they're going to add a level beyond Diamond. My thing with Diamond, and people always ask me, or people that aren't Diamond, they see my card and they'll say, what kind of card is that? What do you get? Why is yours white? And I'll explain to them, it's Diamond or whatever. And then they'll say, well, what do you get with that? And I'm like, to be honest, it's not that big a difference. The biggest perks are the free laundry, the priority boarding. The biggest perk with Diamond, I think, outside of those 2, is Diamond Lunch. I really like the Diamond Lunch. They give you a really nice lunch, and it's a free drink type of thing. They have the all the senior officers show up there, and then the captain shows up just like he does at the Platinum and Diamond event, except he's there for that as well, if you're into that. And they go around talking to you and things like that. So that's a cool perk. But honestly, of being Diamond, that's really about the only thing that's better, because you might say, well, you get unlimited free laundry. Yeah, but honestly, I mean, I was getting by fine with just the 3 bags of laundry you get when you're Platinum. I didn't really need, 4 or 5 bags. All that does is it allows me to do more laundry, I guess, or do it quicker and not worry about counting my bags or packing it so tight, or, something like that. And then, of course, if I have a friend with me that's not Diamond, then I can just, do their laundry for them too, which is a nice perk for them, I guess, and me, to help them out. But yeah, so we got that. Let me jump in here with James, and James and I are going to be, like, as I mentioned already, going to be cruising on the Venezia, and he's trying to get the party started already, which I definitely appreciate. And so we are going to get a nice big shot. And how about we use Sandy's shot glass and since we've already broken it in, let's keep using it here. And we're really going to get the cuppeth runneth over. And I still have Angie's treat for Zoe here. Big high five for Angie. What do you say to Angie? Oh, yeah, you said thank you twice. Good for you. All right. And James and Michelle, thank you once again. And because of that, James is 1 through 72. So that means there's only a 28% chance for anybody else to win that shirt. He's got a 72% chance to win this next shirt. But as we know, there have been bigger upsets pulled off here. So just 28 more in Super Chats, and we will give away a second shirt today. Rick, the Texas Cruiser, I wanted to share a couple comments that he had, because he was talking about some of the free stuff that you get with, let's see, where is it here? Okay. I'm trying to find where your comment went. Rick, where did it go? Okay, so here we go. Rick says 4 free drinks at Diamond, 5 free drinks at Diamond Plus, and Pinnacles get 6 free drinks. We don't buy the drink package anymore. Well, with all those free drinks, I don't see why you would have cause to. going back to what Greg and 2 free days of Wi-Fi also. That's very cool. And we also get buy one, get one free specialty dining. So yeah, I would love like a buy one, get one free at, say, the steakhouse, because that's something I do every cruise. I know Greg and Michelle, we were all enjoying the steakhouse a couple times on our last cruise together. So yeah, that's definitely a cool thing there. Adventures with Uncle Dave says, I agree. Free drinks in the casino is useless to me since I always get the Cheers package. 15% discount on the Cheers would be great. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that, Uncle Dave. I'm the same way. I used to try to budget my money, and I would get those free drinks in the casino, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to get the Cheers package. I'll just go into the casino. I'll order a drink, and then I'll walk to the show. I'll go in the casino. I'll order a drink, and I'll go here or there. That was a pain in the butt. It was a pain in the butt, and it just, I was like, you know what? Forget this. I'm just going to buy that Cheers package, enjoy more of the ship, and, that's what we did. So, all right, let's see here. Frankie Floyd has just entered the drawing. Frankie Floyd, thank you, sir. So Frankie Floyd, we're going to put you down. You are 73 through 77. We are only 23 away. We got Scott from Controversial Cruising, and he has a sticker headed my way, I am told. So probably next week I'll have the Controversial Cruising sticker. I saw it on Mandy's glass, and I said, Scott, hook me up. And he said he would. Yeah, that's a good soundbite. I was like, oh, what happened there? All right. So we are caught up on comments. Yeah. So let's get into. So I'll share what I think could happen. And this is the part where I want you all to tell me, okay, you agree, you could see this happening, or you think, nah, you're nuts or whatever. And this is James and Michelle's. High five. High five. And what do you say to them? She said, thank you. Okay, so one of the biggest complaints I've gotten from people, I did another VIFP video, of what I thought would happen. And at the time, I had all the colors the same. And I added a new level, and I called it the black level. Like how some of those credit cards where there's no limit, they call it the black card and things like that. So I had called, the tier beyond diamond, the black card level, and that was going to be the new level. Since then, I had another idea that I think is possible, and I got the idea because of all the people that were, say, about to turn platinum. And they said, we've been loyal to Carnival, and we've been working to get to this platinum and working to get this priority boarding. If they take away our priority boarding, I'm out. I'm leaving Carnival. I'm doing all that. Obviously, Carnival does not want that to happen. So one of the ideas I had, not to say that people can't see through this idea, but it would minimize the blowback a little bit, is if you just renamed all the priority levels, right? And you gave different perks to the priority levels. You could certainly keep priority boarding with a couple of the top levels, maybe even the top 3 levels, but there would be different perks. So, for example, what maybe used to be, the 4th level or the platinum level, it might have a couple of really cool perks, and people might say, oh, well, we're not getting priority boarding, but here's a different perk that's pretty nice that didn't used to be part of, platinum or whatever this new tier is called. So here's the names I gave, and I just thought of something Carnival could do. And so we talk about all their different classes of ship. So the Spirit class, for example, would be the entry level card. And that would be from days 0 to 15. So you would have to be basically going on your 3rd cruise before you got out of the Spirit class. All right. Then the next level would be the Conquest class. Okay. And that would be for days 16 through a whopping 49. That red level now you're out of there in 24. This doubles that level, and essentially it's going to take you to almost 50 days or about 7 cruises to get out of that second level. The dream level would be, the dream class level would be 50 days to 99. So right now, you would already be platinum by day 75. This level, it's gonna take you to 99 to get off that third level. Now, again, this is just my thinking, the way Carnival could look at it. This is not what I want by any means, but Carnival's problem is trying to thin out the number of people that are getting priority boarding. So the easiest way to do that is to make it harder to get priority boarding, right? I mean, that's just common sense. So by increasing the number of days and changing the perks and moving those around, that allows you to do it. Now, the fourth level would be the Vista class level. That would be 100 to 199 days. So that is essentially the platinum level now. So in order to get to platinum, it would be basically adding 25 days. What platinum is, it's going to take you 25 more days. Now, that's where the grandfathering can come in. If they were to come in and say, okay, this is the new levels, let's say they kept all the different colors and just added an extra tier at the end, and they're going to say platinum is now 100 to 199. So it's the same, because it was 75 to 199. Now it's just 100. So it's just adding 25 more days on there, which makes it a little bit harder. But they could say, look, anybody that's platinum, you're going to keep your priority boarding until not this year, but the following year. So 2027, January 1st, 2027 is when, if you haven't hit 100 days by then you're not qualifying for that free priority boarding. That would give people ample time that are already platinum or about to turn platinum, give them, what seems like it would be a fair amount of time to be able to get to that level. And then that wouldn't upset people too much. That's my thinking there. So again, I'm trying to think like they could possibly be thinking at Carnival, like, how do we not upset people too much? Make it fair enough to where people feel like, okay, I can get there by then, or they're being fair or whatever. So that's my thinking there. Now, the Mardi Gras level, or what is currently the diamond level, would be 200 days to 349. And then you stay in that level for 149 days before you go to the new level, which hasn't been obviously added yet. And the Carnival Cruise Addicts thinks it's 2 levels. Did you guys say 2 or 1 level that you think is going to be added? Greg and Michelle.
I think it's going to be definitely 2 levels for sure.
2 levels, okay.
Yeah.
So in my example, it's just more days, but only 1 new level. But I could definitely see a second level, 2 levels being added. So I'm definitely not.
Well, even with your proposing is it's still a pretty big gap for that 100 to 199. See, I think one of the biggest problems right now is when you hit platinum, you pretty much got everything coming to you. As far as like if you compare it to diamond, because the only thing diamond has, which platinum doesn't, is has that special lunch. I know there's like the extra laundry, but that doesn't really mean much. But
No.
The fact that you have to do another 100 settings or 100 nights or whatever you want to call it until you get to diamond, it's like I could see people jumping ship at that point. It's like, well, I'm already platinum. I could go on another. I could try MSC now. I could try Norwegian. I could always come back to Carnival, and I'm still going to get my priority boarding. I'm still going to get, all the perks pretty much that the next level would have. Because again, that's a big jump to do 100.
Mhm.
Well, actually, it's 125 right now, but they need to cut that in half. They definitely have to cut it in half and put another perk there. Otherwise, it's some people don't cruise that much. I mean, if they only do 1 or 2 a year, I mean, they'll never hit diamond,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing too, though. Do you think people that really don't cruise that much care that much? Like if I was somebody that was just a casual cruiser that went once a year or went once every other year, I'm not sure I'd be too worried about priority levels, because I wouldn't be cruising enough to be worried about getting to that next level. I think when people start worrying about the priority levels and loyalty levels is when they're cruising a lot, or they're cruising what they feel like is a decent amount of time. And then, you know, to get to those levels or whatever. That's just my personal.
The biggest problem about people who are only doing 1 or 2 a year is just because they don't have the time or the flexibility with their work. You know, they may love to cruise, they just retired yet, you know, or that would be the issue.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time. We meet people on the ships, they're like, oh, I wish we could cruise more. We don't have the time. And, you know, it's just, they love it, but they, well, I mean, we do like 3 a year at least, you know, so.
Yeah. And that's a good amount. That's definitely a good amount by comparison to most. That this level above diamond, this is the part that's fun for me, being a diamond holder now. You know, I'm thinking like, okay, you know, I got quite a few days past 200. So if they added a level and added some more days, I might be close to making it to that level. So what are they going to give me? You know, like I you know, like what perk are they going to give that level? And, you know, that's kind of exciting to think about. So what do you two feel like could be some possible perks for the level above diamond?
Special dining for sure.
Yeah, I think especially if other cruise lines are doing it. Like I like the buy one get one. You know, buy one meal, you know, at a specialty dining, and you're
even if you're at that level, you get one specialty dining. If you're traveling with somebody, all right, and if they're not at that level, then they would have to pay their way. But at least they got one person paying, and then you're going for free. You know.
Oh, Dan, not to interrupt, but we'll get back to that. So Mandy is a member. She was one of the first members, and she says, I just noticed my dog icon change. Yeah, so anybody that becomes a member, so there's 6 different levels, I think, which will get you through. And the first one's a month, the second one's 2 months. I think the third one is 3 months or 4 months. I don't know. But it goes in levels till it gets to like a year or longer. And then there's like a captain's thing if you stay over a year, something like that. But the dogs change. So as you are a member longer in the Coach Cruise family, you get a new dog. So Mandy says
that's a dog.
Her dog icon changed. Yeah. And I gotta change one because actually I can put back the original one. I had a dog one on there, and then, you know, when I started watching StreamYard, on my end, when I'm watching this, it shows like a little circle with 2 little lines. That's what I see. I don't see a dog. But when I go to, you know, regular YouTube, it shows the dog. So yeah, it bugs me when I'm watching it here because I want to see all the little dogs next to people's names.
Yeah.
All I see is a little circle, and it drives me crazy. Because I think it's messed up or whatever, but they're like, oh no, the dog shows on our side, but it just doesn't show on my side. So StreamYard, I'm paying $440. I want to see the damn dog, not a circle with 2 little lines. Fix it. That's where I want my money to go to, fixing that up. fix my little dog so I can see it. Amy McConnell's in the house. She says Royal Caribbean is gold, platinum, emerald, diamond plus, and Pinnacle Club. Oh my God, Pinnacle Club is 700. Whoa. Diamond plus 175, diamond 80. Okay. So you talk about a big gap, you know. How about going from diamond plus all the way to Pinnacle Club? That's insane.
Holy mackerel.
75 to 700. That's crazy. Adventures with Uncle Dave, the level above diamond should be titanium. And a perk could be after 7 drinks, they let you drive the ship. Exceptional idea. What could go wrong? That's, you know, I mean, that's just great. Yeah.
That's
funny.
Well, you know, that's why I like to cruise a lot, because the captain is a designated driver.
Right.
You know, that is one thing. Have you guys been on the bridge yet on any of your cruises?
On the Behind the Fun, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, you did
we
do that.
got to go on
Okay.
the bridge. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is-
I haven't done that yet. And so no, I've not been on the bridge. So that's one place I haven't been, which is
That's
cool.
I think the biggest empty space on the ship.
Yeah.
This huge room, and so much of it. I mean, there's a lot of control panels and stuff like that, but a lot of it's like empty space too.
Yeah, it stretches from one end to the other.
Yeah, one side to the other, and extends too. So, but no, it's cool. Get up there.
I still have hopes of getting down to the crew bar. And for the first time, I have real hope. I have a crew member that is a good friend who said they're going to list me as family or family and friends or whatever they have to list me. So I can go to the crew bar. And I can't, awesome. I'm obviously not going to say who this person is or, you know, say anything about it because I don't want anything to happen to mess it up. But if everything goes right, it will happen within the next 12 months.
We've been to the crew bar.
Have you?
Yeah.
Like just saw it, or you were there drinking?
No, we just saw it. I mean, that was part of the tour. Yeah, so we've been there. And what's really cool is when they're learning to become bartenders, that's the person who's behind the bar. They're actually practicing to become a bartender up top.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So see, I would actually be down there drinking with them and hanging out.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I get like a name tag or anything, but I hope I do. I hope I get a little Carnival name tag and stuff. I might have to have one because everybody down there, I think, seems to have like a little. I don't know.
Maybe a little family member tag.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but I'm super excited about.
No, that's cool.
Carnival Cruise Addicts. Brad is family of the crew. Yeah. Good luck. Yeah, and you know what? I mean, I probably just jinxed myself. Probably not going to happen now, but that's why I'm not saying more than that, because if I give any more details, then something's going to mess it up. I mean, it could get messed up anyway, but Carnival Corporation could have just seen this video now and then send out a mailer. You know, whatever you do, Coach Cruise is not anybody's family. You are fired if you list him. Let's see. Adventures with Uncle Dave, Coach Cruise Bar Crawl, Supervisor, great name tag. Yes, see, Adventures with Uncle Dave is coming up with some great ideas. You know, have 7 drinks, drive the ship. You know. I mean, my name tag, Coach Cruise Bar Crawl Supervisor.
Your whole itinerary figured out.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, okay, so cool. All right, so what other thoughts on the? I mean, I like what you were saying, like a buy one get one free specialty dining. I'm wondering, like, and Carnival has the different levels of specialty dining as well too. So, you know, like if you go on like a Vista class ship, you have the steakhouse or you have teppanyaki. That's like a $50 meal essentially. But then you have Cucina or Gigi's, which is like a $24 meal. So on ships like that, you could probably say, hey, we'll give you, not a buy one, get one free. We'll give you a free meal if you go to Cucina or you go to Gigi's. Now you want to go to a steakhouse, we'll give you a buy one, get one, or you eat for free, your companion eats, for regular price or something like that. They could play with it a lot of different ways. Another complaint I've gotten, I know you've heard it. John Heald has definitely heard it. The VIFP gifts. People, I don't think people complain more about anything than when they turned out the rubber luggage tags or whatever. You remember those? They had some little rubber VIFP luggage tags. And
I have one over here somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think. Well, if you do, then
go ahead, keep going.
I haven't seen it. I don't think we got any, honey.
No.
Unless it was on our very first cruise together.
Well, I
But
mean,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I've been platinum for a while, and I remember when I first turned platinum and started getting gifts and stuff, I was like, wow, these are some really cool gifts. I mean, they were like really nice. Like I was getting like Yeti cups that were like 20-ounce size. They weren't Yeti branded, but they were they were a Yeti cup essentially, that had the Carnival logo, and you could put coffee in there and everything. And and I swear I had that cup for a few years. I mean, that was my work cup. I'd always go and I'd be drinking it, and then I set it down somewhere and lost it. But that cup lasted forever. And I mean, I remember getting some really nice beach bags, some really nice towels, things like that. And then, all of a sudden it seems like they went from getting, really nice gifts that you might pay in the souvenir store $12-15 or more, to getting, say, a rubber luggage key tag that you would, your average souvenir store would sell for $3 or $4. And people are complaining about it. So that's one of the things I think might change with the VIFP. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Do you think they'll have a 2-tier gift giveaway, or do you think they'll keep it one gift but restrict it to the top couple tiers? Because I think they could do a higher level gift for a higher level tier, to where they were giving some of those more, expensive gifts. What do you think about that?
That's a good question. I do know that John, that's one of his pet peeves, was people complaining about the gifts. And it's like, they're free.
But the thing is, it's only for platinum and diamond right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I, to be honest, I mean, I wouldn't put him past him to take it away totally. To be honest, I mean, if people were getting that irritated because they didn't like their free gift, it'd be like, it's kind of like a parent. Like, well, if you don't like it, I won't have to give it to you. You know what I mean? So,
you don't like it, then don't even come and get it.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if they do it, if they continue to do it, then it wouldn't really make sense to give it to the diamonds, because the diamonds go in so many, and you get one every.
So I like the gifts. I like the gifts because they're unique. They're limited edition. They only last for so long. If you've got it, it's a little bit of a collector's item. Like the luggage tag. I have that luggage tag. I just saw it the other day, but I have that luggage tag. You can't get that luggage tag anymore. I don't think you can. I mean, but I have the luggage tag.
Well,
go
And
ahead.
stuff. I mean, what are the other gifts? These hats were one.
Yeah.
What was the thing the year before? It was like a fanny pack. I know.
The fanny pack and the toiletry bag.
Toiletry bags
all
was
cool
one.
Stuff.
And I see people that like the pins. I like the pins. I wish I had something that I would have put the pins on, because I've been on so many cruises, and then even if you've been on the same ship, if you go on at different years, the pin changes, and the name and then the design changes and stuff like that. I wish I'd have had some little board or something like that I would have stuck all my pins on, because I've basically just thrown them in drawers or given them away. And now I don't even feel like I want to do it, because I've some of the pins that I should have had, I don't have anymore. I know, for example, I went with Erin, and she made the joke. She's like, because she's qualified for the gold pin, which is a different pin, and then the diamond pin is different.
Right.
That is one of the things that's different. And she's like, I get my pin and I get your pin. I'm just like, okay, that's fine. Yeah. So she just stole my pen, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever, But yeah, I mean, if you really appreciate it and you really like the pens, and I know she's gotten a lanyard, and she's putting them on there. So yeah, I mean, I get that. If you like to collect stuff, and that's one of the things, and you like to keep track of all the cruises and stuff, I think that's really cool. I know Andrew from Funnelheads, you guys have seen his shows, and they're one of the people that collect the ships, and they're buying all the little ships, for each of the stuff, and I think that's cool. I guess I don't have. I mean, I collect stuff. Don't get me wrong. I got baseball cards. I used to collect baseball, football cards, all that kind of stuff. So, I collect stuff, but yeah, it's fun. It can be fun. And to your point, about the gifts, if you get a gift that you really like I mentioned that coffee cup that I got that I used for years, and I still not through the diamond gifts or whatever, but when I was like the Premier Casino Club, and I know Carnival Cruise Addicts knows about this, they give away some really nice gifts too. But they gave away some smaller coffee mugs, that are like the little wine tumbler kind of things.
Right.
And I still use that at work every day. I mean, I've worn the writing. The Carnival is long gone because, I've used it so many times. I've rubbed the Carnival Cruise thing off of it. So yeah, I mean, they can give some very useful gifts and stuff like that. All right, so let's see what some of the comments are. We got Will G here. I like the platinum and above pins because they have the ship name on them and the year. Yeah, I agree. And we were just talking about that. Michelle B, I just want to be on the boat. If I get perks, great. I just want priority boarding and debarkation. Yeah, that's a good thought. Carnival Cruise Addicts, and they get a lot of gifts because they are casino royalty. Like, and it's no joke. They seriously are casino royalty. The name that they are, I always mess up. I always want to say it's like Epic or something like that. And it's not Epic. It's some weird name that I think even most casino players don't even know. Like people that normally get casino deals, Liz and Chris are like, yeah, hold my beer. And it's just, we're like the real casino players, and they're the ones getting the free bottles of liquor, the free excursions. Yeah. So let's see.
Hey, does anybody out there need a hat? I've got
all the way. I like them.
Got a whole bunch of them.
I will say I'm disappointed with the hats because the same reason I really love the little hat that Sandy gave me, but anybody that gives me a hat, I just want to forewarn anybody that sends me a hat in the future. I have a head the size of a watermelon. So what that means is I wear fitted hats. So this, if I, just to prove it to everybody, is a size 8. That is the fattest head hat that you can get. You can't get over a size 8 unless it's custom made. So my head is just small enough that I can buy a hat through, all the hat outlets or whatever. But it's so big that any hat, even the ones with the little buttons in the back and stuff like that, I mean, I can put it on my head, but it looks something like that on my head. So yes, I mean, Sandy, my little bear loves its little hat, but it's not going to fit on this giant head. So, just a word of caution. Anybody sending me a hat, it has to be fitted and it has to be like size 8. I can get into a 7 7/8 also because since I've lost some weight, my head shrunk just a little bit. So yeah, but I have a massive head and I'm James Pope says free laundry. I love it. Yeah, the free laundry allows you to pack less. And I'll tell you what, that is one thing I really like. That is a perk. To go home with your bag packed and your laundry for the most part clean, that is a very cool deal. Controversial Cruising says 7 3/4. Oh, Scott's got a big head too. See? So look. Scott and I, we can share hats, So if I want to wear a 7 3/4 on a windy day because it's going to be a little tighter on my head, and it might not blow off that way. Like the size 8, is kind of loose on me. You see, I can kind of take it off there, but 7 7/8, that's a little snug, and 7 3/4, I can get that too. And look at that. We got CCA says your head is so big. He blanked. All right. CCA. So look how close we are. We are 82, 92. We are just 8 away, I think. Did I do math right? 77, 78. I think I did. Okay. So you want a treat?
I gotta do this.
All right. Since CCA joined the fun, we're gonna get my mom out. Y'all remember a couple shows ago, I got my butt kicked.
Holy crap.
Mhm.
It's trying to break on me. And the mama is the one who did it. But CCA, since you were one of the final super chatters of the night, hopefully we get 8 more and we can do that second shirt drawing. But CCA, thank you here. So tributes to all the moms out there. I'm doing a shot of my mom's bourbon. Whoa. Now I remember why I got my butt kicked. Okay. So, come here. Big high five for Liz and Chris. And another treat for you. Big high five. What do you say to them? There you go. Good, thank you. Liz and Chris, thank you so much. And yes, I do have a big head. Very big. Very, very big. Frankie Floyd says, I think I wore a 7 1/4 in the United States Air Force. Frankie, did you fly planes or were you somebody that worked on the ground on the planes? Just curious. But once again, thank you for your service. We have Adventures with Uncle Dave, 7 3/8. So we have some other big heads in the group here. Will G not taking a big bag for Alaska, so the free laundry will come in handy. There you go. See, I like to see that. Will G taking advantage of the thing there, controversial cruising. When I put a hat on, I look straight off the boat. And Scott has one of the coolest hats. He did some searching, and he found a hat big enough that was a captain's hat, and it's a cool captain's hat. So that's cool, Scott. And once again, my man James, you got to save some of this for the casino because James and I we play a little craps.
Oh my goodness.
We play little craps and stuff, but James, my man, flip us over. He is 93 through 100. Oh man, James has an overwhelming odds here. And James knows I'm already bringing him a shirt on the ship. So he's good that way. So let's see. 93 through 100 and 1 through 47. So we're going to be well on our way next week also, unless we get a late run this week. But we're going to give away a second shirt right now. So Frankie Floyd, let's just do it this way. Frankie Floyd is 73 through 77, and Carnival Cruise Addicts is 78 through 92. Everything else is James. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
It's easier to do it that way. All right. So you see it's blank up there by 758. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100.
A random number between 1 and 100 is 66.
66. And Frankie Floyd was close. That was a close one. But James had up to 72. He had 1 through 72. Frankie Floyd was next at 73. So James, in fact, I was already going to bring him that shirt anyway. So now he's officially won it. So thanks again so much for that, James. And what that means is, we got to get another shot here. And my old fashioned is about gone. So we will. And the ice is about gone too. So I think this is going to kill the ice here. But we will get one more up in there. James and Michelle, thank you. I have another treat set aside here for the little Zoe monster. And yeah, so final thoughts. We're getting down here toward the end of it. Let me go through any other comments. And we got Sherry Umi. I think Umel, I'm sorry. Sherry Umel, I think your name is new. So welcome to the show. If this is your first time, I appreciate you being here. Let's see. Danny Dizzle, the spectacular supporter. I'm crying from laughing over her, Chris and Scott. Yeah. Sherry loves that. Let's see here. Texas Cruiser. I wear Gonzalez hats more than ball caps now. Okay. What is a Gonzalez hat, by the way? I feel like I should know that.
Gonzalez?
North Shore Travelers. Oh, Sherry Umel just planned another cruise. Sherry, where are you going? What's your next cruise? Eric from North Shore Travelers is talking there. Controversial cruising. Okay, you guys are just talking back and forth here, seeing if anybody has a question. Amy is thanking Frankie Floyd for his service. And yes, thank you to all our veterans. And I know James is a veteran as well. Oh, James says give to Frank. Oh, okay. So James or Frankie Floyd, you and Frankie Floyd is a veteran. James wants you to get his shirt, so we will take care of that. Frankie Floyd, you know how to reach me. Message me your address again and what kind of shirt you want. If you want, I got the new design shirt on today. So if you want that one, I don't think you have that one yet. Or if you want one of the old design, a different color, let me know, and that will come your way. Or if you want a loud cup, I know Eric, the North Shore Traveler, he's got a loud cup coming. And then also the Pirate Jenkins, Sandy, I got stickers coming your way. I got stickers coming to a whole bunch of people. So, and Sandy, the Lost Pirate Jenkins, she sent me a self-addressed stamped envelope. That's the easiest way for me. Honestly, the biggest pain in the butt with people ordering shirts is honestly when I have to go. I got to go to Messenger and I'm going through my phone and I'm finding the address and then I'm writing it down and then the phone turns off and then I got to click on the phone again. That's the biggest pain in the ass. So, like if you all want stickers, and again, I've got a bunch of stickers that look just like that. And they're nice stickers. They're like the ones that you can put on a cup and they'll last for months and months, maybe years, of light use because they got like that vinyl coating or whatever on them that's supposed to last forever. So yeah, I will send you some. So Sandy, the Lost Pirate Jenkins, definitely has a bunch of stickers coming her way. And anybody else, if you send me a self-addressed or stamped envelope or even a self-addressed envelope, we'll get you some stickers. Texas Cruiser says, look at my picture. I'm wearing, oh, okay. That's what a Gonzalez says. See, like I would think that looks a little bit like the, what's the Indiana
Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Crocodile Dundee.
No, he's talking about Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah. It does kind of look like that.
Roderick Hawkins, thank you, sir, for your service. Yeah, he is a 25-year United States Air Force veteran. Eric, I believe, is Army. And I apologize, Eric, if you're not. James, I'm almost certain is Army. And Sandy is like, yeah. So yeah, and Sandy, I appreciate that. Yeah, she sent the envelope along with all my goodies. I got my shot glass, I got my koozie, I got my hat, I got my sticker. I was like, man. And the cool thing is Sandy didn't even say anything. She didn't even say like, hey, I'm sending you something your way. So I wasn't even expecting it. I opened it last night. I'm like, what's this package? Like I get a lot of packages. I order Amazon, I order a bunch of other stuff, whatever. I'm like, what's this one? And then I open it and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. So yeah, very cool. Adventures with Uncle Dave, a 10-year Army veteran. Thank you so much for that. Texas Cruiser says Indiana Jones wears a fedora. That's turned down. I have one of those. Oh, I'm sorry. North Shore Travelers, Air Force, almost 20 years. This August, Coach. Okay, my bad. My bad on that. And let me tell you something, since we're honoring all our military and stuff like that. I shared that Will G, 20-year Army retiree.
Wow.
Love it. Thank
Guys,
you, sir.
thank you.
That video, if you haven't seen it, go into my video library. I am not a veteran. I have not served in the military. I just respect the hell out of you all. You all have given so much and sacrificed so much, and we cannot celebrate you all more. You deserve every bit of it. But I did get to go out to, I stayed at a Holiday Inn. Yeah, that's the equivalent of what I did. I did the Holiday Inn Marine boot camp experience,
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen that video, as part of an educator workshop, what the Marines are doing is they invite educators and coaches and things like that to their Marine base recruiting center in San Diego. And basically what they do is they kind of simulate, simulate. James watched the video and he's like, yeah, that's not it. Obviously they're being way easier on us than what they're being on the actual Marines that are going in there. But it is kind of fun because, they take you in on the bus, just like they would take you in the Marines. And even our drill sergeant that was with us, he said, most of the Marines in there, they tell them to, like basically look down, like they don't even get to look out the window as they're going to the Marine base. And then once they get to the base, they're getting screamed at, get off our bus, and, all this other stuff. And, all the drill sergeants are up in their face and basically just stripping them of every kind of personal freedom that they had. And, until they are full-fledged Marines and all the different stuff they have to do. So we got just a teeny tiny taste of that. I got to shoot an M16. I got to shoot, about 30 rounds of M16. I got to do the combat fitness training. We got to go into the bunkhouse of the Marines and basically have one of their bunkhouse leaders, or I don't know the terminology, what they're called or whatever, but squad leaders or whatever. It was just a really great experience. And one of the cool things as an educator that I got is you got to talk to some of the Marines that were about to graduate, young men, and you got to, and young women too. Women now are graduating from that base as well, which that didn't used to be the case. So it's women and men now, but you got to hear from them, and you got to hear from some young men and women that really had not found their path in life and were really kind of lost and uncertain and not really doing the things they wanted. And the Marines really did so much for them and basically created a path for them and let them know who they were as individuals and stuff like that. So, I mean, the respect I had for the military, the Marines in general, I mean, it just went up that much more. I mean, it was already way up there, and I mean, it went way up there. So yeah, I just respect everything that all of our military, people have given us, and the sacrifice of not only them but their families as well. It's just really great. So yeah, hats off to all of you veterans, and we all appreciate you so much. So that's about all I got. James says good night all. It's 9 p.m. Eastern. He's got to go to work tomorrow. And, Greg and Michelle, thank you all for joining. And any last thoughts on the VIFP, anything that we didn't cover that you wanted to add in there? That
I just hope they announce it soon so we can all just know and stop, and stop
I'm tired of hearing, it's going to come out just
yeah.
before the end of the year. Well, that was 2 years ago, and it hasn't come out yet. But I tell you one thing I would like to see. I would like to see somebody like Diamond or Platinum, when they go to the main dining room and you want to get that third entree, I think you should be able to get it without paying the $8. That's what I think.
Is it 8 now? I thought it was 5.
Well, I don't know. Whatever it is. No, shebang. If you want to go back to shebang, it's $8. I don't know. It's like $4 or $5 or whatever it is. I think that's silly. I think we paid our dues. If we wanted that third entree, we should get it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm just wondering why nobody told me my lights weren't on this entire show. Did anybody notice that? Nobody noticed my lights weren't on. It's the end of the show, and I just looked back and I'm like, my lights aren't on. Nobody has said, Coach, your lights aren't on. I know my lights aren't on, but I thought somebody would tell me my lights weren't on back there, and you all didn't do it. But thank you all. Thank you all for saying great show. I appreciate the lies. It was a great show from Greg and Michelle's standpoint. That their part was great. Mine was just, above
you were great, Coach. You're always great.
Yeah, thank you.
And we do appreciate you. You have no idea. We love you so much. And
I love you guys.
Without you, we wouldn't know a lot of people here. We wouldn't know Yoli. We wouldn't know Carnival Cruise Addicts.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? And honestly, I mean, that's the thing that I always tell people is, you tell them about the channel and everything. They're like, oh, that's cool, whatever. And I mean, you all know we don't make a lot of money off this or whatever. And the money we do make, we pretty much put right back in. Just like I said today, with the $450. Although James chopped up, he chopped into that a little bit for me. So James, my guy, he took care. He took care of about a third of it today. But yeah, I mean, really that support that we get from it, that just kind of puts wind in our sails and allows us to keep moving forward and keep building the channel and growing the family and everything else like that. So, all the members out there, thank you so much for continuing to support and help out. And thank you so much for continuing to watch and giving us the motivation to keep coming back and being excited about, talking to you all every week. Appreciate it so much. We will see y'all later. But thank you, everybody. And we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Ciao.
Peace.